Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Sakinah binti Sanusi. My metric number is 271148. Okay. I will talk about the issue of Amanah Saham Bumiputera investment in Sharia. Amanah Saham Bumiputera ASB is an investment trust fund provided specially for Bumiputeras only. It is managed by Amanah Saham Nasional Berhad ASNB, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of Pemodalan Nasional Berhad PNB. ASB was launched by Syarikat Permodalan Nasional Berhad PNB on 2 January 1990. The purpose of this fund is to provide a long-term savings and investment platform that is highly profitable, consistent, and provides the best return to investors. The status of ASB investment, which are said to be non-compliant with Sharia, became a public concern when there was a disagreement between the Securities Commission Malaysia (SC) and the Fatwa Committee of the National Council for Islamic Religious Affairs (MKI). Because the ASB's investments are joined by many Malaysians who are Muslim, the question of investment in ASBs that do not follow the Sharia guideline is of great concern to them. It becomes a question mark whether they should withdraw from invest in ASB or not. In Malaysia, the Securities Commission Malaysia has been the mainstay of the development of the Islamic stock market in Malaysia by releasing FAQ and introducing Sharia guideline as the main source of reference for investors and fund managers to ensure Muslims can participate in making investment without no doubt in the stock market in Malaysia. The Securities Commission says that ASB's investment have a non-Sharia compliant structure when conducting business activities that are mixed between Sharia compliant and non-Sharia compliant activities, and the profit benchmarking from Sharia non-compliant activities as well is said to exceed the allowable limit. At the same time, Muzakarah Jawatankuasa Fatwa Majlis Kebangsaan MKI decide that ASB is permissible to safeguarding the interest and maslahah of Muslims as well as avoiding a greater harm. In Sharia principles has outlined that have 5 things to take care of that is religion, life, intellect, offspring, and the descendant as well as property must be defended because it is the backbone of the life of all Muslims. If one these things is effect, then Muslims will be humiliated, which will affect religion and life. In this case, the law on ASB's investment cannot be seen from certain aspect only, but need to also look at the from various aspects based on the principle of Maqasid Sharia in the legal consideration of the ASB scheme. The Muzakarah argues for the permitted of the ASB scheme about a few things that is in the issue of investment, which is mixed between the legal and illegal. It is clear that PNB does not invest in sectors related to alcohol and gambling. Mixing only occurs in the financial sector when 70% of investment are Sharia compliant and only 30% are non-compliant Sharia. In this situation, investment in the halal sector is more than illegal one. According to most of the fuqaha, namely Hanafi, Hanbali, Maliki, and Shafi'i, the approach to requiring the Muslim community to invest in the share of companies that mix halal and haram activities is allowed. This is because the Fuqaha Muqtabar does not forbid such companies when assessing the status of companies shared by Muslim and non-Muslims. PNB has implemented the best change, especially in the aspect of investment to enable the domination of Muslims. In this case, the maslahah of the Muslims is important and the greater harm should be avoided. For example, different of opinion among Fatwa Council members arose over investment in Maybank. PNB owns more than 70% stake in Maybank, which is also the largest banking institution in Malaysia and the fourth in the Southeast Asia. As Maybank offer both conventional and Islamic financial products, the question arises as to whether Maybank's revenue is in line with Islamic law or not. Furthermore, the method of fixed states when halal things are mixed with haram, then haram will prevail over halal. This method in no way allows mixing between two opposite elements, that is halal and haram. However, this method has its exception in the practice of Islamic finance. The developing the Islamic capital market, flexibility is given to companies that have income from halal and haram source. The Sharia advisor of the Securities Commission Malaysia has set a maximum tolerance limit for illegal source of 20%. A company is still recognized as Sharia compliant if its halal source income exceeds 80%. So, the investment in Maybank does not meet the two yardsticks explained, namely the matter of jurisprudence and the maximum limit decided by the Security Commission. For this reason, some fatwa council reject the requirement to invest in ASB. On the other hand, the majority of state fatwa council view the issue from a more macro perspective. They do not agree with the method of fiqh because adhering to the principle of the method of fiqh alone cannot be used as a basis of law or final evidence. The method of fiqh only serves as a summary of the law issued by the fuqaha. Therefore, the mixing of halal and haram source is not necessarily prohibited by Islam. For example, Rasulullah also used to do business with non-Muslims. However, the juries of the past differ in determining the maximum limit of illegal source law. Maximum limits are determined differently from one issue to another according to the data and information of their time. In the context of the Security Commission, the maximum limit of 20% is determined after looking at the suitability and development needs of the country as Islamic capital market. The maximum limit decided by Security Commission is not a final matter. Thus, what the Sharia advisor in the Security Commission decide is not necessarily in line with PNB situation. Regarding the ASB investment law polemic, the contract aspect is an issue that is debate. Agreement and contract are important elements that can differentiate Islamic financial product from the conventional product. The issue of ambiguity of the type of contract in ASB scheme is also a study among economic practitioners in Malaysia. Interestingly, a study by several researchers conclude that ASB contracts are based on transactions that approach the contract in the mudarabah category collectively in a financial situation. That is al-mudarabah al-mutasyarakah fi al-muassasah al-maliyah. Mudarabah is collectively different from ordinary mudarabah. Mudarabah usually occurs between two parties, namely the capital owner and the entrepreneur, while mudarabah collectively occurs between the three parties, namely the owner of the capital, the entrepreneur, and the middleman, who play the role of delivering capital from the owner to the entrepreneur. In the context of ASB, the first party, which is the capital owner, is the public who put their money in ASNB to be invested in ASB units. The second party, which is the middleman, is ASNB, which is under PNB, and the third party, which is the entrepreneur, is the investment portfolio consisting of some companies like Maybank, Sunderby, and so on. The relationship between these parties from an agreement in the categories of mudharabah collectively. Therefore, Malaysians who are Muslim do not have to worry about the Sharia status of ASB investment. It is required based on the Sharia source that have been studied. So it is up to each individually to either hold the source that says investing in SB illegal or hold the source that says investing in SB is a must, because each party has their own argument. Okay, that's all for me.